What up, Canes fans? Before we get started, just wanted to talk to you guys about the Tank Brewery real quick. The Tank is located in the heart of Miami in Dade County at 5100 Northwest 72nd Avenue. This place is awesome. I've been there. The beer is outstanding. The food is great. Whether you're watching the Canes game, the Heat game there with your buddies, you're having a guys' night out, or you're having a date night with the missus, it's a great place to hang out. So you can order online at thetankbrewingtakeout.com or call them at 786-801-1554 for delivery or pickup. And here's the thing. If you use the promo code TANK4SUP, you will get free delivery on game days. And so that is TANK4SUP, the number 4, not spell it out, but Tank 4S up. So go check out our friends at the Tank Brewing. They've been great to us. So take it away, Jordan.
All right. Also, we want you guys to check out our guy, Stickers by AB. That's at STICKERZ by AB. I've been ordering a bunch of stuff from him. We have a collaboration sticker that has our logo on it. So make sure you're checking him out. Give him a follow on Twitter. He's just a good dude, and he's helping us design our merch. So yeah, man, it's make sure you're supporting the good people that help us out here on Fours Up.
You're listening to the Fours Up podcast with your host, Marsh.
What up, Canes fans? It is the Fours Up podcast. It is Thursday, January 21st. It's been about a week or so. As always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Jordan Nelson. Jordan, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. How you doing? It's nice to be back.
It's nice to hear your voice.
It's good to hear your voice, Marshall.
Oh, thanks, man. I've been good. I've been very busy. I'm actually heading out to New Orleans tomorrow.
Cool.
To go see my brother, so that should be a rowdy time.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are good. I really miss football season.
Yeah, me too. Well, mine's still going, dude. I got a big game on Sunday.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Nervous. I'm preparing myself mentally for Patrick Mahomes to just shatter my dreams.
Well, is he playing for sure?
It's not for sure. He's in concussion protocol still. However, he took all of the reps. Like the word is that he took all of the first team reps in practice today. They did a non-contact practice. So I imagine that they're pretty confident if that's the case, right?
Yeah, I guess so, man.
I don't think you'd want Chad Henne to go into starting the AFC Championship after not taking first team reps on a Thursday, right?
I don't know. Chad Henne, man. That's a Michigan man.
All right.
Chad Henne. Yeah. Bro, I didn't even know he was still in the NFL.
I had no idea.
Like I was so shocked when I saw his name trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is it? What is he coaching?
I know, right? Like my brother was he's not very interested in football anymore, but he was a Dolphins fan back. He probably stopped caring about the time that Chad Henne was the starting quarterback for the Dolphins. So I had to call him and I was like, dude, you'll never guess who's playing in the divisional round of the playoffs right now. And
that's awesome.
I thought Henne was like 52 years old, but
he might be.
Yeah.
He very well could be. But since we last talked, there were some coaching quote-unquote changes.
Yep.
And you called in to 4th and 20 with me and Toast.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. It was about 4. It's early, huh? That's an early show.
It was very early. I actually hadn't slept yet when I called in.
It is so early. I'm still getting, I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. It is so goddamn early.
Yeah. It's bad.
But let's because I know that we're gonna do a mailbag episode today. It's been a while since we've done one of those, but quickly, I just want to get your quick recap thoughts now that a week and a half has passed since those announcements were made. So Blake Baker's still on staff.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Van Dyke has been promoted to cornerbacks coach. Travaris Robinson, T-Rob is defensive backs coach. and Jess Simpson is back as defensive line coach. But Manny Diaz is calling the defense. So, like, big picture, I want to get your thoughts, like, just quickly.
Yeah, so there's a lot to love, and there's a lot to not love. I was very happy with the Jess Simpson hire. I thought Traverse Robinson was a home run hire. I thought that was fantastic. And because he's the DB's coach, I think that makes the DeMarcus Van Dyke hire very palatable.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be flying solo on corners, right? Because obviously Robinson's the DB coach. So I view it more as Van Dyke being like an assistant field coach, but that allows him to travel to recruit.
Yeah, when the announcement was first made, I thought the DVD, promotion was a little lazy, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, it felt like I don't know. Like, I thought it would have been good for him to go to Utah State, develop as a cornerbacks coach, things like that. But now that I've had a few days to digest and think about it, I think it's very good that T-Rob will be over the cornerbacks and the safeties, kind of mentoring DVD in that role. And the fact that we still have Van Dyke on as a recruiter, he has an elevated role as a recruiter. I think that's going to be really good. Jess Simpson, I love that he's back. I love. I mean, you see what the defensive line did in 2018. It was better than what we did in 2017. I mean, when you look at Joe Jackson, Gerald Willis, Jonathan Garvin, we were balling that year on the defensive line. But
all the guys that we're pumped about were his recruits too. So, like, I don't know if he's going to be an ace recruiter, but I feel like he's good at least identifying talent in the fact that, he pulled Jared Harrison Hunt off of a basketball court in New Jersey, and now he's going to be our star defensive tackle. So,
yeah, I'm very excited to see what Nesta does his final season. I'm very excited to see what Jafari Harvey does with Coach Simpson, Harrison Hunt. So I'm excited. But then there's the two other quote unquote changes, announcements. Blake Baker is still on staff as defensive coordinator, but he's really not the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's the linebackers coach, which I don't understand that for the life of me, because our linebackers have been awful the last 2 years. You and I could have started at linebackers for Miami the last 2 years. And then here's the funniest part. Mike Rumpf is in a recruiting role.
Yeah, man.
That's a head. I'm still scratching my snapback.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that situation. I mean, it's man.
He wasn't a good recruiter when he was cornerbacks coach.
That was the problem.
Now it's like he's getting a promotion.
Yeah, like he was fine as an instructor. I think people overblow, like, it was a little overblown how good of a cornerbacks coach he was. But the big weakness was the recruiting. And so it just doesn't make sense. And, maybe Manny just had a hard time letting his guys go, right? Because Baker's still here, Patke's still here. So who knows what went down?
It's very, very mysterious. It's very, very strange.
I do think in terms of Manny Diaz, I feel like his moves this offseason is that he's like 1 foot in on being the guy who is willing to do anything to win, right? He has 1 foot in that corner and 1 foot in the Al Golden, Mark Richt corner of these are my guys. I'm going to burn, I'll crash and burn defending these guys.
Yeah. I mean, he is betting on himself for the 2021 season. Whatever, man.
So I have a question for you, because I was poking around on Twitter today, the last few days, and I actually think I'm in the minority of the answer to this question, okay? So the sentiment seems to be that our biggest problem was scheme last year. And so people are assuming that because Manny Diaz is calling the defense, that we will see a drastic improvement. And here's my soapbox, and then I want to hear your thoughts on it. Is while I do think that we will improve from having Manny call the plays, if we rewind back to before the season even started, my point was that, we're going to have a bad defense, and it's not relatively bad defense, and it's not necessarily going to be Baker's fault totally, because I said, look at the cornerback room, look at the linebacker room, look at defensive tackles, like where are the difference makers at those three positions? And we didn't, cornerbacks ended up being better from I was fine with cornerback play for the most part, right? We do have an issue in terms of how many guys we have. But, Ivy and Couch and Blades, they were all fine for the most part this year. But that was kind of my point, was I was like, we are going to struggle, and it's not just going to be Baker's fault. It's going to be the fact that we haven't been recruiting 4-star guys at linebacker in a long time.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't agree more. I don't think it's so much what do people think, that if we went to a 4-3 defense that Zach McCloud would all of a sudden be fast? Bradley Jennings would all of a sudden fill gaps quicker? No, I just don't think that. We just don't have I agree with you. I just don't think we have enough we have average players across the board on defense. Gervin Hall is very average. Amari Carter is not good. Bradley Jennings Jr., I think I'm faster than him. Zach McCloud is about 35 years old. But no, it's John Ford doesn't do anything. People act like we have so much talent on defense when in reality we have Bubba Bolden, who was good for 4 games and then took a drastic drop off.
Yep.
Gilbert Frierson was good. Couch was good, and then it was Jalen and Roche, and sometimes Nesta.
Yep, and Jalen and Roche, who were easily our 2 best players on defense, they're both gone. And then, like you said, Bubba had a huge drop off. I don't know what happened, and I'm personally anticipating Gil as our best player on defense next year. I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah, I think he's very, very good. I think I have no problem with the scheme because our scheme allows Gil to be in the best position on defense. And our defense, we were the number 3 defense in the country our first year with the striker in this scheme. So I don't know why people are bitching and moaning about it. We just don't have good enough players. It's just as simple as that.
Well, here's the thing. If we switch back to a true 4-3. What you're doing is eliminating Gil. He's now positionally homeless, right? You have to find a new spot for Gil. And then what are you going to do? Start Tyreek Austin Cave?
I mean, people, I really like Corey Flagg, but people are, under the assumption that he's the second coming at linebacker. He's average right now. He's very, very average.
Agreed. And that's one of my things is that I love Corey Flagg as a prospect, right?
Yes.
But he is a true sophomore. And so we let's talk about what Flagg could do his junior or senior year if we want to talk about all ACC potential, Mm-hmm. Next year it's not going to be that. I'm sure he'll have some good moments because he's a good player. But the thing is, think of how inexperienced we are going into linebacker next year. Is we have, so McCloud is allegedly moving positions. We'll see if that happens or not.
How is he coming back again?
I don't know. Dude, we need to get Patchen back here and have McCloud and Patchen as our DNs.
Oh my gosh, bro. How in the hell is Zach McCloud coming back again?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Whatever.
I heard his grandkids are really good friends with Jared Williams' grandkids, so that's why they're both coming back.
Bro, Jared Williams is going to be in college for 8 years.
I know. It's so
So at linebacker, the returning experience is Bradley Jennings, who's